In 2015, Google wrote a check for less than $1 billion to a rocket company most analysts thought would go bankrupt. Last week, Google quietly admitted in a legal filing what that check is worth today. $94.1 billion. That's bigger than the entire market cap of Starbucks, bigger than FedEx, bigger than most companies in the Fortune 500. From one investment that Google basically forgot about for a decade. But here's the part nobody's covering. Google can't touch a single dollar of it. And the reason why tells you exactly where the AI economy is heading. Stay with me. January 2015, SpaceX is a $12 billion private company. Falcon 9 landings keep failing. Starlink doesn't exist yet. Google and Fidelity together invest $1 billion for just under 10% of the company. Google's official reason? Satellite internet could bring more users to Google search. That's it. A side bet. Then Google basically went silent about it for 11 years. No board seat drama. No headlines. The stake just sat on Alphabet's balance sheet at conservative private valuations while SpaceX raised round after round for Starlink and Starship. Fast forward to June 12, 2026. SpaceX goes public on NASDAQ. Ticker SPCX. Priced at $135 a share. It raises $75 billion, the largest IPO in human history. The stock closes day one around $161, valuing the company at roughly $2 trillion. And on July 23rd, Alphabet's quarterly filing drops the number. Google's stake, roughly 6% of SpaceX, is now marked at $94.1 billion. Run the math. Under $1 billion in, $94 billion out. That's roughly a 100 times return, one of the most profitable single investments any corporation has ever made. It single-handedly drove nearly $100 billion in investment gains for Alphabet in one quarter. For context, that's more than Google's actual product search, YouTube, Cloud earn in profit in half a year. Now, the fine print, because the fine print is the actual story. Google cannot sell. $80 billion of the stake is frozen under the standard post-IPO lockup. Another $14.1 billion is restricted until at least the third quarter of 2027, and paper gains cut both ways. SpaceX shares have already slipped from their debut highs, trading around $112 recently, which means that $94 billion figure was true on June 30th and is already smaller today. Google is watching billions evaporate and reappear on its balance sheet every single day, and it can do absolutely nothing about it. The first lockups start easing after SpaceX reports its first ever earnings on August 4th. Mark that date. But here's what makes this genuinely strange. While Google owns 6% of SpaceX, Google is also paying SpaceX $920 million every month for access to 110,000 NVIDIA GPUs in SpaceX's data centers, the ones xAI built before merging into SpaceX. That deal runs from this October to mid-2029. Read that again. Google, arguably the largest owner of AI compute on the planet, is renting chips from a rocket company because demand for Gemini is outrunning even Google's own data centers. So Google's money flows into SpaceX as rent. SpaceX's valuation goes up. Google's frozen stake goes up. Google is literally inflating the value of an asset it isn't allowed to sell. So what happens next? Alphabet is spending close to $200 billion a year on AI infrastructure. Once those lockups expire, it's sitting on a $90 billion piggy bank inside a company run by Elon Musk. My prediction: within 18 months of the lockup ending, Google starts trimming that stake to fund its own chips and frames it as portfolio rebalancing. Watch August 4th. SpaceX's first earnings report doesn't just move SPCX, it moves Google. If this changed how you see the AI money loop, subscribe, because the Anthropic SpaceX deal is even crazier, and that video is next.